Hey folks, we're getting back in the groove of working in the morning. So I'm going to check my signal, go through my intro spiel, and then we're going to get some more work done on magic items here for the Spelljammer book. So checking my signal here real quick, seeing if I'm coming through A-OK, mic check here real quick. That sounds loud and clear. Excellent. Okay. So let me set up my intro spiel here real quick, and then we'll dive into this here in just a minute. So hey, my name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing game supplements. I publish them online. I create and illustrate them. There's a slew. I've been focusing my attention on Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition for the past couple years. There's a slew of links in the description down below to different works that I've already produced that are live on DMsGuild that people can take a look at. There's extensive free previews, so probably about 150 different illustrations for you to take a look at amongst the works that I've done. If you're a D&D enthusiast, then check out the mechanics, see if it's something cool that you want to add to your game as either a DM or some of the player options. If you're just here for the art, then there's about 150 different illustrations for you to kick through. Check them out. If you like what you see, jump on board. I just posted that I'm live on Twitter, so if you're still on Twitter and you want to find out when I'm live in the future, you can follow me at Phil Kearney right here. And otherwise, supporting the channel best by hitting like, subscribe, bell icon. I picked up 2 people yesterday. Thank you so much for new subscribers. I'm trying to keep my subscriber count higher than my episode number. So so if this is your first time to the channel, welcome to the mix. I'm here. I'm here 6 days a week, Monday through Friday like this. I work on book illustration art such as this that we're working on currently. On Tuesdays at lunchtime, I work on 5th edition game mechanics and basically a development stream talking about the book that I'm working on currently, Martial Powers, and translating different class features into the power system. And on Mondays and Thursday nights, including tonight, we work on Eberron cartography and character tokens. So we'll continue that this evening as well in about probably in about 13 hours. So like I said, like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, keep up to date with us. We're episode 200 some odd with this book that we've been creating. Here's the book cover again that we had created at the beginning of this project back on episode 15. This will be appearing on the DMsGuild rail of new releases once this book is out. I'm hoping for the end of September. I'm in a little bit of a quagmire here because these are large illustrations that I'm placing on the page that take a lot of attention to details, as you can take a look at them very closely. A lot of the work in these books are like 1/8 pages or smaller, so I can kick through most of the illustrations pretty quickly, but these larger pieces take some time. So we're just going to dive back into it and see what kind of trouble we can cause ourselves. So when we left off yesterday, we were doing metallic reflections on the filigrees that we have created into her garments here. So let's go fetch some highlight colors. That'll do. And we still have to fix the hands. I know, but those hands aren't actually there. We've removed the hands so that we can have a clean look at the anatomy of the piece. Overall, I'm pretty happy with it. So once we're done with all the highlights in here, we're actually going to work on her. Work on her head, and once that's done, we're going to cap it off with her hands. So for now, we're just going to drop in a new layer here, and let's do some highlights like this. Nothing too complicated. Big shout out to KedHub, QEDHUP, who has KedUp, who has his own channel of doing artwork, development, page layouts, and RPG conversations in general. He was kind enough to share his epidemic sound list, song lists that he uses when he's streaming. I am currently curating the lists that he had provided to see what I want to integrate into mine. So you may be hearing some new tracks coming off of my beats here in the next couple days. do like thin that down a bit. There. Gentle highlights here. We can put in some more down here. I don't want to dilute the light from these highlights too much so they keep that metallic sheen to them. There. So I'm erasing over on the left side, and on the right side I'm doing a gradient smooth. There. Gentle little things. They don't have to be too complicated. It just has to have pop so it pulls itself out of the rest of the garment. Just like that. I'm a little tired today. I'm missing my marks. I had one of those sleeps last night where I can't really tell if I slept or if I was just awake all night, but when I woke up, when my alarm went off, my reality shunted, so I know I was at least doing some sort of sleep. Not fantastic stuff though. You can hear it in my voice. When I'm gravelly like this, you know I've gotten bad sleep. Which is most nights. Let's spread that out a bit. Curve that in. There. Finally got around to listening to 311's Transistor again last night. That was very pleasant. I love that album. I think next on tap I've got Pink Floyd's Momentary Lapse of Reason. There we go. No, no, no. I don't think I like how that's structured. I think I want to do more like this. Keep that edged out like that. Yeah, I think that's better. There, good. Easy metallic sheen. I still need to do her sleeves in here, which I'll do last. Let's see. I can cut across here, 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 and here, like that. That makes sense like that. There, there, and there, there, and then I'll cut them short like that. Good. Good. I'm pretty happy with that. It turned out nicely. So now we get to merge that down. Bold. Let's see. How do I want to do this? We're going to build a separate layer. And let's grab some shadow color here. And highlights. That should be a reference. Yeah. Cut, and then we'll take this up to the references and paste. Cool. And then we'll go here and highlight, and then dark, and then mid-tone. Are those all playing nicely together? Yeah, I think those are playing nicely together. Cool. So let's grab that. Stitch that shut. Cool. Here. Use a smudge at around 50% to be able to push this light down. Here and here. There we go. I like the scornful expression. Pretty good with that. Let's see. There we go. There and oh, my foot. Oh, still being healed. Oof. Woof. That is painful. Let's do brush along here. It doesn't matter that I'm drawing over the hair right now. using a gentle gradient, the light smudge tool. Sort of box that all in. I don't know if this is the right way to do it. This is what my gut's telling me to do right now. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can shade a face. Oh, I gotta shift my feet. Oh. There we go. Tell you what, man, cellulitis infection is no fun. Hey, Hornetico, how you doing this morning, buddy? Just gonna start like this. I don't know if this is the right way. Again, I don't know if this is the end solution or not, but this is where we're starting. So the line's a little harsh. Doing some sprite work. Hey, neat, man. Sounds fun. Gonna do like that for a bit. Just work this light into it. I'm actually gonna draw over the eyes. I don't think I care right now. I feel so far behind on this project. I know the publishing date is all of my own. I don't have any specific date that I've laid out that I have to have the project done. By God, I want this project done. I keep telling myself I'm going to do smaller projects, and instead they just get bigger. It's like, come on, man, what are you doing? Work that in. Just doing some just general shape, form form, lighting, and shadow. Nothing too complicated. I was trying to get a base worked in. It's not going to have a... It's not going to end up very... It'll be semi-realistic at best. I'm okay with that. Be able to work all this in. There you go. Oh, doodle bop bop oh. Yeah, I'm pretty good with that. Tilt my head a bit to make sure I'm on angle with her. I've been working on this piece way too long. It's just the momentum on it just feels like dead weight right now. I like the black that the eyes are inverted. They have white pupils and have the whites of their eyes are black instead. I think that's a lot of fun. I like how they did that. As Pathfinder does that a lot with their elves. It's a very alien-esque look to them. I think it's really cool. Yeah. One out of one Hornetico agree. Black-eyed elves are cool. So far, so good. No complaints. There's all of these ears. My ears. I always do like super pointy elf ears. It's my anime influence poking through. I'll just paint over the hair, and I'll come back through and I'll do them. See if I can get this resolved easily or not. I don't have to murder the detail on this. Do need to all right, let's do it now. I'm dropping the hair now so I can blend everything down. Not much talky talk going on right now, my bad. Let's clear that out of the way like that. Bring it in here. $200 subs. Yes, yes, I'm very happy about that. It was awesome. Picked up 2 people yesterday. Thanks for the shout out, man. I'm building some momentum. It's pretty cool. Guess it means some people are finding value in the stuff that we're doing here, which I am thrilled to hear. good. How do I want to do this? I think I want to... Let's just be bold. This train has been a wreck. Regardless, so let's just have a controlled wreck. Get that line art blended in. I shouldn't technically have any of these locks floating across. That was a bad idea to have those in there. But I can edit them out of the face in general and then use the overpaint for the locks that we had already put in so that we can blend all this stuff in and not have to worry about no sloppy of me. It's easy enough to fix, I don't mind. Grab a darker bit over here. There. And I'm pretty happy with this. There. Good. This piece just took way too long to produce. This whole chapter, all the art in this chapter is just taken uncharacteristically long in comparison to the rest of the project so far. I'm hoping, I am praying that the spot art we have in the combat section is going to move much faster. We don't have any large illustrations like this in the combat section. There's some decent sized like movement diagrams and stuff I think we'll be building out, but I don't think there's going to be any large illustrations. like 1/8 or smaller spots. That's good. We can smooth that out a bit there. So God's willing, this is going to be the slowest section that we work on. Drop down that opacity down to 20%, or the strength of the smudge brush down to 20, so I can soften the skin a bit. I feel like I want to make that really sharp. Good. Good. No complaints here so far. That's looking pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's good enough. It's good enough. Thank you, timer. Where are we at? 7 o'clock? Holy shit. Nice. Take care of her lips next. I just want to clean up this cheekbone curve. When I'm using a gradient brush like this, it's more like I'm sculpting clay than painting. It's a technique I just never really been able to get away from. Really, just for whatever reason, I really just enjoy pushing the pixels around instead of adding any color. You know, I just like to push the colors that are already in the space around. it's probably, I could probably improve the realism of my work if I did a more paint on paint style, but I don't know, I just like pushing pixels. Let's get that up in there like that. There you go, buddy. Nice. No complaint. So far, so good. Let's, you know, right, hair. All right, let's go with... Interesting. Cool. Yes, no complaint. There we go. So we can work the eye space around that dark blotch. Too much intensity. I gotta back off and do that again at a lower gradient or a lower strength smudge. There we go. Let's work that in. Not liking it. There, better. really leaning into it. I gotta increase the size and back my head off a bit. Not bad. Back off, Kearney. There you go. Let's flesh that out a bit. Here the gradient works really well. I keep saying gradient instead of smudge. I don't know why. Because I'm using the smudge to create gradients. That's why. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. I am pretty happy. Clang. It has that Image comic sort of pouty scowl look to it. I'm pretty good with that. Let's keep that curve under control. Up my strength of my smudge brush by like around 40. so I can push the pixels a little bit more smoothly without less drag. Nice. There's that dopamine kick. Gotta take a second here to futz with my foot for a second. Oh. Leg is better. The antibodies are doing what they're supposed to do, and the burning and the swelling is way down. The redness is almost gone, but it still gets a little sore. Whew, I'm gonna have to lay down here in a little bit. Clean the bar in there. Hey, so I meant to ask you, what exactly happened? Yeah, so it comes on quickly. I had a cut on my leg, and so I got an infection, cellulitis. It's a skin infection. It causes redness, burning, tightness, and you can't put any. If you put pressure. When you have it, like if this is my foot sideways, if I put any pressure downward, the whole leg from my ankle to my knee was bright red, tight and swollen. This is from a cut. So the cut created a point of entry for the cellulitis virus, the bacteria to get in. And then it caused a inflammation for an infection. There's a few signs. One is I'll feel weary and achy, like mono, like just ran down. But then so it was Wednesday morning, and I felt ran down. And I'd gone to I'd gone to a birthday party on a farm that weekend, and I was running around a lot, and I think I ended up just getting a cut on my foot. And I don't know, I could have gotten chicken shit or something on it. Who knows? I'm blind, so I stumble into stuff a lot. So I think I'm higher risk than a normal person. So that was on Saturday. And then by Wednesday, I was feeling ran down, which was either I wasn't getting enough sleep or there was trouble. And so I had just presumed I hadn't been getting enough sleep. So I did my stream on Wednesday morning, but by say 9 o'clock, stream ends at 8. And by 9 o'clock, I was feeling really ran down, and so that wasn't that itself wasn't a big problem. But by 11 o'clock, I had a fever. I started feeling weary. So I checked my temperature, and I was at 98.6 at 9 o'clock. By 11 o'clock, I had a 100.8 degree fever. And so I was like, geez, I've got a fever. That was my second sign that there was going to be something wrong. But I could have just gotten sick because I was ran down so much. So fevers pop up. Hell, I could have had COVID. Who knows? So I didn't bother testing myself for COVID yet. I just let it go for a little bit. But within about 20 minutes of me getting a fever, my legs started to hurt. And so I knew I had about a 2-hour window between my leg hurting with a fever and that my leg would swell up and I wouldn't be able to walk on it anymore. The first time this happened to me was like maybe 4 years ago while I was at the office downtown in Seattle. And so I decided to walk to the bus stop to get back home and then call my gal to help pick me up to get me to the hospital. That was even further on from downtown northward from between my apartment and where the hospital was at that time. But yeah, so the fever hit, the legs started to hurt. I had a 2-hour window. We knew what it was. I've gotten this a few times in the past. So we went to the hospital, let them know what was going on. They did some blood work and hooked me up with some antibiotics, some oral. 2 of them, one for cellulitis, which is what we suspected it was, and then the other was for staph. And so they gave me the pills, sent me on my way, which is normal. If I don't catch it fast enough, they have to put me on an IV drip because the leg swells up so much. But I caught it early enough that they didn't need to do an IV drip this time. So they gave me some over-the-counters, or just some walkout antibiotics, 2 different prescriptions. And then the order is just to basically, lay down and keep your foot elevated so that the infection can pull out of the leg as you use the antibiotics. By Thursday, it hadn't improved, which isn't unusual because it was only 24 hours. But on by Friday morning, it was worse. So it was more red. So we knew it was more than just the cellulitis and that the staph, the general antibiotics for a general staph infection wasn't working. So I had to get rushed back to the hospital, and then they admitted me, and they put me on an IV drip for about 5 hours, and I passed out. They kept me in the hospital Friday night and Saturday night, and then they let me out. And then the swelling was at that point going down. And they had done a number of blood works and had identified that I did have staph infection, but it wasn't a lethal type. It was just fast moving. So once we got the fever resolved and we got the swelling and the redness down, they knew that they had cleared the staph, and so I just had normal cellulitis again. So I was able to continue with the original medications that they gave me. And they just sent me home. So, sorry, a little bit of pain there. So the antibiotics run for a week. I'll be done with them tomorrow, and the redness is way down. So it should be able to clear out tonight. And so I've got 8 o'clock this morning, 8 o'clock tonight, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock tomorrow night. 1,000 milligrams a pop. So I've got 4,000 milligrams of antibiotics going into me in the next 48 hours. And that should clear it. If not, they'll just give me another week of it and just say, keep it up, kid. Because it is getting better. It's just a matter of, does it get completely fixed before all the hate is out. Yeah, it's fucking vicious. It will kill you. It will kill you. If it isn't treated, it will continue to seep into your blood, and then it'll start coursing through your bloodstream, and it'll start finding deposits, and kind of like cancer, it'll just find other places to hang out, and then it'll go septic. And if it's internal and it goes septic, you're fucked. You have to go on massive antibiotic treatments to try to flush your entire body out. And if you can't do it fast enough, you die. And it'll be a horrible, fucking painful death. But we caught it this time. So, yeah. Vicious shit. So, let's see, where are we at? that's feeling pretty good. Let's do that. But yeah, when I'm in the detox, the detox of it, I can only really be off my back or have my leg not like elevated above my heart for like maybe an hour or two at a time. And as the treatment improves and my condition improves, I can be on my feet more and more. So like I had to skip stream for a few days, and now that I'm working my way back into it like an hour at a time, and I'll be able to be back up to 2.5, 3 hour streams here in short order. Thanks for asking. Thanks for caring. But yeah, unfun. This is my my fourth time in my life having it, so I'm susceptible to it now. So I have to be vigilant. It's luckily, so what they've done is they've had my general practitioner give me just an open like an on-call prescription for the medication. So in the future, what I can do is if I feel the symptoms coming on, I can just call in an order, and they'll just whip up a batch of the antibiotics for me at the local pharmacy, and I can just go to the pharmacy and start and then pop, instead of 2 pills, I can pop 4 pills at a time for the first 24 hours, and if that doesn't, so I'd be taking 2,000 milligrams at a dose, which is huge. And I would do that twice, and if in the morning it hasn't calmed down, then I go to the hospital because they'll have to put an IV drip on me and hold me overnight. But it's possible that in the future with the on-call medication, that if I sense it coming on, I can just grab an order of it, self-medicate. And hopefully everything turns out okay. I don't know if this is the right. I think this is the right way to do that. Just like that. Yep, so I had to disappear from stream for a few days. It all turned out okay. I'll be fine. Still a little painful, but I'll be fine. This time anyway. guy, I can't imagine. Actually, I can. I'll take that back. The expression is I can't imagine. But the truth is I can definitely imagine just how horrible a death an infection would be if we didn't have antibiotics available to us. Like older man, like getting a cut on your hand or a cut on your leg and then getting infected and it end up killing you. It would be an excruciating death. I would take my own life at the late stages of it. It would be without any potential cure. It would be merciful to just be killed. It's just that bad. Truly is just that fucking bad. Let's go with that. For whatever reason, I stumbled into a documentary about Barbary pirates and European slave trade, and it went into more detail about galley rowing slavery than I think I ever wanted to know. That shit is horrible. That was one of the things I decided to watch while I was in the hospital for whatever reason. But yeah, Turkish galley slaves are just nasty. And you get permanently shackled to the rows, right? And you're always in the sun, so your back starts to blister after a while, and then that gets infected. You never get to get off of your seat, so you're crapping and pissing on yourself all the time. There's rats, so they're chewing on your feet, so you get infected feet. You get cold sores on your ass and your thighs, so those get infected. And when you finally beg for them to kill you, they'll just cut off your hands because it's quicker than unlocking the shackles that are holding your hands to the oars, and just toss you off into the sea and let the sharks eat you. So I don't know why I'm bringing that up. It's on my mind. Just the horrible cruelties that we enact onto each other is just unfathomable. Flip horizontal now, baby. I don't think those spots are doing me any favor. I'm going to get rid of those. Just going to leave it white. Oh, that explains a lot. Merge down. Good. That's about right. Let's cut that. Take that up here to references. Cool. Yeah, it's turning out well. This is coming along pretty quickly. I'm happy. Let's start working on the hair. Don't think I need it. There's that. There's that. I can merge those down. Let's do that. That. Some of that. I know what I'm going to need to do is end up merging this down, but I'm not ready to do it. It's really chafing me here is that I don't have the copy paste all of this. I think this is going to work out. So let's do that. Let's get rid of all these tangles. That's supposed to be copy and paste. Good. There. There you go. Now I can safely delete this stuff. Danku. Now I can safely sculpt. There. Cool. Okay, so that means we can safely mess around in here. We'll sculpt hair for a little while. What time is it? 45? All right. Dismiss. I've got about, we'll give ourselves about 10 more minutes of playing around with hair. We'll come back and we'll play with hair some more tomorrow. I'm actually going to use black lines here. Help reestablish the line art here. Like that. start fucking around. Since we can't mess up the actual body or the face at all, I can just kind of fuck around a little bit. Oh yeah, we gotta get this thing done. I can sense Ebron is coming down the pipe, and I think we're gonna have the edits done with that probably by the beginning of October. So I'm really hoping to have this done before the Ebron work is finished, so that I can smoothly transition to that without having to hold that up too much. There is no end to how many ways hair can be crafted or painted. But I want to have since there's no light coming from behind her, the curvature of her head is going to lead to the outer edge of the hair to have a darker presence than the main body of the hair. Like the shadow will be at the back because there's no light coming from the back. So naturally, that means that the camera light is only coming from our point of view, which means that the highlights in the hair and all the brightness will be at the front end. Which is great because initially this is just kind of like shading a sphere. As we get further into it, we'll be able to do individual locks and little clumps of hair groupings. But for now, all we have to do is worry about the general form and how it frames the face. And then we can use other layers to help distinguish detail and volume. Within that framework. Well, yeah, it's dark for now. So far, so good. I'm liking it. I'm really liking how it's turning out. Hair's off a bit because our head's tilted, but the need to get that back online. Good, good, good. I'm really happy with this piece when it's done. I know it. I'm happy, and I'm glad that I am, because I've dumped a stupid amount of work into it. A lot more work than I thought I was going to, but the end result will be good, which is what I always say after I labor horribly long on any particular piece in a larger project. Little larks like this is what gets me off schedule in the first place. Sometimes it just can't be helped. There. All right, I'm going to leave it at this. Oh, that's it for the day, guys. I'm going to be back in about 12, maybe 11 and a half hours. We'll do some character art for Eberron tonight. I need to lay down for a bit, get off my foot. So, hey, Hornetico, thanks a lot for hanging out with me tonight. Anyone else that's out there lurking, hey, I'm here 6 days a week. Be welcome to subscribe, catch up with me on a daily basis. We're going to keep building this book until it's done, and then we'll publish it on the DMsGuild. And then we're going to really start having some fun. So, I will see you guys tonight. I hope you have a fantastic day, and see you then. Cheers.